Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. I don't have any idea why I'm singing that. So this is Lake Placid, but this song got stuck in my head for some reason. We're talking about Lake Placid with a crocodile, not a werewolf. Yet, that song was stuck in my head. I don't know why. It just was. It just was. Yes, Lake Placid, which is the next in our Pick 10 Horror 4. Oh, excuse me, I needed that. The Return. I had a bubbling inside me. I needed a burp, man. Quite interestingly, I actually sort of watched this twice. So I put it in. You know, I was going to do this earlier. I got sidetracked. And I'm like, okay. 5 o'clock, 5:30-ish, 5 o'clock-ish. I'm like, I'm putting this in. So I put it in. 4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever. Put it in, and then I did not pay attention to it. By the time I realized that, I was like, oh, I'm not even paying attention to this. And I'm looking at it's almost over. I'm like, crap. So I had to rewind it to the last part I remember, which was after they meet Betty White for the first time. So, yeah, that's most of the movie. So I then watched it then. So not that I wasn't interested. I don't know. I was in a mood. Wasn't paying attention. But, yeah, I was trying to get 3 movies done today. That ain't happening because I'm done after this. But Lake Placid tells the story of a giant croc that has appeared in Maine. I think it is. And the sheriff and the fish and wildlife guy and a paleontologist have all been sent to track this thing down. Along the way, they meet Oliver Platt's Hector. Well, for Jenny? Bridget Fonda's character is the reacquainting. And the foul-mouthed, very foul-mouthed Betty White. Mrs. Bickerson. Betty White. Yeah, I remember when this came out, you know. At the time, Betty White was known for stuff like The Golden Girls or The Mary Tyler Moore Show. And then you see her in this movie and she's saying stuff like, if I had a dick, I'd tell you to suck it. She's throwing out F-bombs. She's calling people cocksuckers. I recommend this just for seeing Betty White swearing alone. This has a lot of talent behind it. The director is Steve Miner. He directed Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3. And did he do Halloween? That's Rick Rosenthal. Never mind. But yeah, he directed those and other movies, of course. And he had Bill Pullman, Bridget Fonda, Oliver Platt, and Brendan Gleeson. Excuse me, wrong one. The music is by John Ottman. The creature effects in this were done by Stan Winston. So a lot of talent. Hey! If I do want to say one thing about the Stan Winston stuff, when it's in the water and you can tell that it's practical, it's fine. But when they had to use CGI to animate it, nah, it's a little janky. I don't understand, especially for Stan Winston, why it couldn't just be animatronic all the time. But to their credit, they used the Jaws method of it's mostly unseen and in the water, so it works. And I had a what the fuck moment with this movie. So Oliver Platt's character Hector at one point is hitting on his deputy, played by the very gorgeous Meredith Salinger, who I know from Dream a Little Dream. And I'm like, there's no way a woman like that. First of all, you have Meredith Salinger in your movie, and you really get her to basically a cameo as a deputy. She has a few scenes, 2 or 3 maybe, but there's no way that she would marry a doughboy. She would be with a doughboy like Oliver Platt. And then I realized, it's my what the fuck moment. She's married to Patton Oswalt. What? Patton, if I may, how does someone of your doughy stature, such as you and myself, get a woman like that? I want to know that. Do you have to be funny? I'm funny. You're funny. I'm funny. Is it the money? No, I'm sure it's not the money. How does someone of our stature, who's a little doughy, get a woman like that? I want to know. I want to know. I need to know. I need to know. Anyway, yes. Beginning of this is stupid. Okay, not the part where the guy gets his head shoot off. No, that's pretty cool. But, no, I'm talking about how they get her there. Turns out her boss, who is her boyfriend who was her boss, I should say, is cheating on her with her best friend, who's also her therapist, I guess. And then he decides to send her away to this thing, to Maine, so that she can get a clear head and be away from all this stuff. And it's like, why couldn't she just get called there because she's a paleontologist and the right person for the job? I don't know. Meet Bill Pullman, and if my big criticism with this is that they don't push the love interest too much. Like, there's something there, but they don't do enough to push the love interest thing. She has more chemistry with the sheriff, but yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, that there's some kind of love interest there, but they don't really fully go in on it. Like, Also, I want to know who was cloned. Okay, was it Bridget Fonda, Helen Hunt, or Jodie Foster? Because they all look like freaking same. All right, they all look the same. Just look at them; they're similar. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna call bullshit. Okay, I looked at Bridget Fonda, and there's a picture of this old fat lady claiming to be the current Bridget Fonda. It's on a bunch of sites, but I don't believe it. It doesn't look like her. Usually when someone gains weight or something, like Shelley Duvall, all right, she has not aged the best. She has gained a lot of weight. She looks a little out of sorts. To each their own, But you could tell from her face that it's Shelley Duvall. This woman in this picture does not look anything like Bridget Fonda at all. I'm just saying. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But to me, it doesn't look like it. Could be, but I don't know. I'm not really confirming either way. I'm just saying it doesn't look like it. But anyway, back to the movie. So, I was confused at first. I'm like, well, where's Oliver Platt? He doesn't come in until like the 45-minute mark, I think. And he comes in. He's like, you got here first. Oh, yeah, because you took too damn long. And to his credit, you think he would be the annoying character. Now, that's Bridget Fonda's job. I'm sorry. I don't know what Bridget Fonda was trying to do here, but she's trying to act like she's a scared person, but she's coming off too hysterical with it. Every time she screams and starts screaming about something, she comes off too hysterical. It doesn't work. I'm laughing my ass off. And I know you're sitting there going, well, this is technically a horror comedy. True. But the problem is, she's supposed to be... What she is doing is supposed to be a realistic response. Oliver Platt and Brendan Gleeson are the two comedic things. Her and Bill Pullman are supposed to be the more serious characters. And her performance is making me laugh. And that's not right. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. What it did make me laugh is the scene where you got the two deputies digging a hole. It's a trap for the croc. And Brendan Gleeson comes walking up and he's like, the hell are you doing? Oh, he paid us to dig this hole. It's a trap for the croc. He's like, you took money from him? He gave us a check. And then you hear, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. And they're having a party in a tent. Now, I'm no genius, and I never claimed to be. All right? But you're playing loud noise in the middle of a jungle. It's going to attract some animals you don't want to attract, Now, this is Maine, so I'm not sure what animals are in. It's not a jungle, it's a forest. First of all. Now, I'm not sure what animals are in the forest of Maine, but, Stephen King's anything to go by. There's uh, zombie cats, killer clowns, uh, uh, evil Timothy Hutton. I don't know. Could be anything. Bill Pullman's walking around, all of a sudden he hears, blah, 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 belly boy. I'm just saying. Stephen King has taught us anything is that Maine is a terrifying place. Okay? Cars with the Green Goblin's face driving around trying to run people over. An old Pontiac driving around as well. Who knows? Maine. Teenage girls with psychokinetic powers. Maine has a lot of things, and crocodiles the least of the worries, I guess. But yeah, but he's in there, and that's what he's with the deputy, whatever she goes. He's like, cause she said we were gonna mate, and let me tell you something here. That is Jimmy King. If he wants to mate with a deputy, you let him, okay? Because he's the best wrestler, better than all the wrestler. He's the bestler. I need to review that movie eventually. It's in my list for my pick 10. Scotty's Choice. Eventually I'll do that. And this, I'm taking a break from doing a pick 10. I'm not going to do 2 in a row. I got 2 more to do, and I'm probably going to wait till July to do the next one. Maybe 1 a month. Anyway, yeah. So, you meet Betty White, and she is feeding the crocodile. She fed it her husband. So killing her husband. By the way, I don't think she ever gets arrested for that. She admits to killing her husband. Hit him with a frying pan. Then fed him to the croc. That's Moira, where I come from, lady. I'm just saying. She doesn't get in trouble. They steal one of her cows, and she calls them cocksuckers, which, to hear Betty White say that, it's kind of funny. They use it for bait. She's feeding the cows, basically, and she's complaining they're stealing it, whatever. Cow gets away, by the way. And they keep teasing this big gun that Brendan Gleeson has, and they use it. They blow up one of the crocs, because we have this. Apparently the writers didn't think the climax was good enough by just shrinking the croc and making it go sip. Okay? So as Oliver Platt's waving his arm around, another one comes up and attacks him. He survives somehow, this giant-ass croc coming up, snapping at him. He survives completely, not a limb missing, right? All we get is he's going to be in an ambulance. And I'm like, well, you've seen him moving fine before. But yeah, and so then he blows Brendan Gleeson, blows the fuck out of this other croc. He's like, and it's funny though when it comes up and gets him, and he's like, there's two. Yeah, I got that. There's 2. Now we're back to 1. Well, technically, there was always 2. So you never had just 1. Technically, there was always 2. I don't know. The twist of there being 2 crocs is just kind of, we need a climax or something, whatever. There is a cool scene where the croc eats a grizzly bear earlier in the film. That's pretty cool. And the effects in there are okay. It's CGI, but it's okay. And there's a lot of the effects where it's at night, too. So it's okay. There's a lot of movies where it's at night. You can compare this to Anaconda, which eventually this franchise crossed over with. I don't know. You can kind of put that. And only there's no crooked character in this. And you could think that. You could see Oliver Platt and think, oh, he's going to be the crooked one. The only real crooked person could be Betty White. The only thing that I really hated about this is the reveal at the end. Because everybody leaves, goes away. And it's revealed that Betty White is feeding baby crocs. So there's more, which gives us sequels. But I don't think it was needed. If you edited it with them driving off, show them the lake, and just went credits, I think it would have been fine. You could have done sequels either way. I think this was the start when movies were like, okay, franchising is going to get big. Scream has 2 sequels. It's getting a 3rd one. All right, getting a 3rd film. You know, we could try to sequel this, right? And it did eventually go straight to sci-fi. I just see what those crocs look like. But eventually they did cross over with Anaconda. I don't know if I ever do any of those. I've done Anaconda. I've done Lake Placid. I think they're both good movies. When it comes to Lake Placid, though, I'm going to give it middle of the road. Highest you can go in the middle of the road without becoming a pretty good, because I enjoyed it. But there's just some performances like Bridget Fonda didn't work for me. That ending is terrible. I hate it. You didn't need to tease the sequel. You could have done one without teasing it. That is so stupid. It makes sense. But here's the thing. If you end, one cross getting taken away, one was killed, show the lake, and credits, then you have people thinking, wait a minute, if there was 2 crocs, couldn't they have made babies? You just have them think. Give the viewers more credit that they can think, wait, if there was 2 crocs, it's very plausible. One was a female, one was male. They could have made babies. And then you have a sequel, right? You didn't need to tease it at the end. It's perfectly possible someone, show don't tell, but this is, people are not stupid. They can figure something out. They can think. Let them think instead of just showing it all to them like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the middle of the road. So, I do believe we have 4 left. Maybe I ought to get to this tomorrow or not. 3. 1, 2, 3. Possibly. We'll see what it is. Nope. Mulligan. I'm saving that one for last. That's why. So we'll do this 3. Venom. Venom. Not that one. It's a different Venom that I haven't seen yet. Shirt. Gotta get on Venom. Gotta get on Venom. Gotta get on Venom. It's a good song, by the way. Eminem. Eminem Venom. Eminem. 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 So, what are your thoughts on where did it go? Where did it go? You go here on Lake Placid. Then in the comments below, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.